Hello, ladies, gentlemen, and others. It is Rabbit here, and this is Rimworld. We have a new colony. Hooray! And like I said, if we were doing Kobolds, we would do the... Oh. I like this area just from the look of it, personally. But, yes, as I said... Oh. Yeah, we're setting up here. This is just much easier to defend. As I said, if we were doing another Kobold playthrough, we would do it with the Crash Survivors start rather than the Tribal start, since we were about where Crash Survivors are, and just having a slightly higher research speed is kind of nice. Okay. So, the Crash Survivor start has been modified slightly. Normally you would start with a pistol, a rifle, and a plasteel knife, but I started us with 2 pistols. Okay, there we go. And I also made it so we didn't start with our usual... Ooh, fertile soil. I made it so that we didn't start with our usual... Oh, what's... oh, God, what's the word? I made it so that we didn't start with our usual pet again, because I don't really like feeding pets, and food is actually going to be much more of an issue. We are on a temperate forest this time. However, we are we're a bit further north than usual, so our growing times are going to be limited. Now, much as I'm sure you... Oh, I have also added a couple mods. Wow. What does this do? Process, separate. Agricultural tools for threshing rice to produce brown rice. Working efficiency is poor as it is working by hand. Okay. I've added a couple mods. S10. Cooking speed is reduced by 30% because there is only a minimum of equipment. Okay, fair enough. Okay, so that increases cooking speed. I have added something that ye weebs will enjoy. I have added the rice, what's it called? It's in, like, some sort of Asian language. I think it's either Chinese or Japanese, possibly. It looks like Chinese. Although that's probably very racist, but anyway. So, we have additional things for rice. I have also included a smoke leaf mod to give us additional smoke leaf stuff, and that's about it. We have a few more mods than we did last time, but they'll be fine. Yeah, this is a very easily defensible area. We can just wall off this area and have a kill zone running through here, and we'll be set up pretty quickly. However, first things first, we want... I forgot shelter walls were a thing. We want to get up housing. Now, I don't know if you guys want me to do the boring thing and make it just a giant compound, or if you want me to do like a village like we had before. But for now, it's all going to be in one building again. Okay, and it's going to be facing towards this particular area. Here. There should be 3 here, and there we go. I should probably stop being quiet. What should I talk about? Well, this series I have something special in mind. Yeah, you can probably recognize that I'm building the same thing that we started off with from last series. I have a little something special in mind for this series. Unfortunately, our previous one didn't go so well, as I'm sure some of you found out. We want 8. We'll find out quickly here. Zipangu is the rice thing. What's the difference? A type of leisure seat. When you put this on the ground, you can eat on this. You cannot move this, but the material is coming back. Okay, so you get full thing. Jesus Christ! It's huge. And that was the small one. Let's look at the... That's weird. I might actually use that a little bit, thinking about it. But, for now, furniture. We're going for a pretty typical setup. At least compared to the stuff we normally have. So, yeah, Crashed Landing is a bit different in that we start with some technologies. We also start with a few different things. I don't really care how good the beds are, I just want beds. And that we start with a few technologies and a couple other things. We actually start with guns, so, you know, there's that. And I want to chop wood. We're actually going to have winters in this, so I don't know if anyone's like weird like me and enjoys snow, you're probably going to enjoy this series. Because we might actually get snow now that we're not in a location where we just have permanent, like, summer and spring. Which is nice. Oh, I forgot to do their work. Menu priorities. I think you have the most doctoring steel. Let's see, and you have skill in handling, but you do not have a passion for it, so I don't really care if you do it. For now? Oh, they added... Oh, there's a... To polish rice, remove rice bran from brown rice and make it to white rice. Like I said, the original mod is in Chinese, and it's an imperfect translation, unfortunately. So I want our grower to always be growing, and then they'll polish and thresh. Same for you. Let's see, hunting. You have skill with it, but you have a passion for it. So I want you to be our hunter. Everyone is going to construct at first. Everyone is going to mine. Everyone is going to plant cut. So for that, that's fine. And then I want you to be our crafter. And then they'll also craft when things are available. So, zone/area, growing zone. Let's see how much of this fertile soil we wind up using. We're going to want a lot of rice. Because if you didn't notice that we have just a shitload of rice. Where's rice? Rice, there we go. We do still have the vegetable garden mod in, so there's that. Crap. Delete zones. There we go. There we go. And then... I'm just making these huge, humongous growing zones at first, because I don't plan to actually grow very much in terms of, like, different shit. Because I found that a large portion of what you can grow is kind of useless in the early game. So let's see, where's wheat? There's wheat. And once we get this cleared out, we'll plant our heal root. Although I don't think we can actually, like, have heal root around. So, okay, and structures, I forgot the doors. Here, 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 and here. I'm also going to want this plant cut. Okay. That's a thing. We also have a ship chunk. So let's get a stockpile set up. Span/build roof area. I want this stockpile set up right quick. I want this storage to be cleared. I do not want food allowed. I want manufactured raw resources, items, weapons, apparel. Not chunks, not corpses, not tiberium, and not nuclear. Okay. So this is just a general stockpile. We'll speed things up. Hopefully we'll have beds tonight. That would be lovely. God damn it. And there we go. So yeah, we do start with a little bit of wood with the crash-landed survival for whatever reason. I don't know why. We just do. Plant plants. I'd probably like move plant cutting up as per normal. But again, we start with a little bit of wood, so we do have some building materials and they're using them just fine. See, here's our constructor. Okay. I should set up a thing for chunks, shouldn't I? Okay, so that is going to be chunks, and this is going to be corpses. Because much like the previous stockpile, no, not weapons, no, not apparel. Chunks, not corpses, tiberium is fine. Nuclear is fine. As for this one, I do not want chunks, weapons, apparel. I do want corpses, though. And allow rotten, yeah, sure. Food stockpile will be somewhere else, probably in the same spot we had it. There it is. Got plants. Those mushrooms are gonna die anyway, so we might as well get the food from them. So yeah, rice works a bit differently now. Let's take a look at the research tree and see what changed. So, when we start with Crush Landed, we start with electricity, smithing, batteries, gun complex, nutrient paste, solar panels, air conditioning, electric refrigeration, complex clothing, oh wow, drug production, oh damn. Drug production appears to have gotten a slight buff. Jesus. Bulk trim smoke leaf. Yeah, okay, so we may need to, like, run down drug production real quick. I don't know if we'll need we'll need high-tech research benches for this sort of stuff, and honestly, most of what I want is in this direction. Basically, it allows us to actually build things with smoke leaf, build different stoof, make bulk smoke leaf joints, make smoke leaf hash, make chemfuel hash oil. The cultivation table is developed, letting workers process smoke leaf in larger quantities and in new forms. A new grow lamp is also invented that is a little easier on the electricity bill. Oh, that's nice. And smoke leaf processing. Smoke leaf butter. It has been noticed that the fibers of the smoke leaf plant can be used to make an excellent fabric. The cooks have also been experimenting. Smoke leaf brown. Smoke leaf brownie, smoke leaf cookies, craft hemp flour. So yeah, this does provide us with a separate way to make hemp. And I think a flooring. Hemp carpet, yep. Aside from that, it looks like not much has changed. I mean, there's been a thing. Upland rice. To improve the productivity of rice, improve variety, and produced upland rice. Okay. Semi-aquatic rice. Like semi-aquatic. Okay. Welcome to the rice fields, motherfuckers, this line. Huh. Yeah, and we've got a bunch of shit that we didn't have in the previous one, so we'll have a few more things. We'll also have brewing. So we could make beer, I guess. I mean, I'm still one for tobacco. And these giant fields are going to keep us just fine. The reason we're growing such giant fields is because flour is very important, as is rice in this new mod. You can get a lot done with rice now. Or, well, I can. Yeah. My throat is suffering. Have some water here. It is assisting. Although it tastes like coffee, because coffee was earlier. And it was surprisingly strong coffee too. I was not expecting it to be that hearty. We'll be less worried about growing zones in this particular one. I'm probably going to look into setting up hydroponics or something around the place, because if anyone remembers hydroponics, that was like 200% growing. In addition, I put us on a river. So that's what this is, running across. And we may, like, have to actually drain it down here or build up a thing to allow us to put a river, to allow us to put a wall over it and slowly expand. For now, this space is just fine. Okay. Architect. Production. We don't want these. We want... Yeah, with carpet making, we also got rug making stuff. I could rush power, but I don't really need to. Well, saying that... Let's see. Let's get us... We don't have any stone, do we? We have limestone. I don't know if we'll have enough limestone to build the thing. And I want floors. Like I said, we wound up with just a shit ton of floors, and that's not even the more floors screen. Yeah, half the screen's gone. Oh hey, Ori. We are in a temperate forest this time. I probably already said it, but that will mean that there are different animals. There will be different plants for the most part. Like there's maple trees. Arid shrubland and forest is very similar. So we will probably see a few different animals that are around. Ooh, boars. Let's see. No wild boar. Oh yeah, orange died last time, but is there no female? Okay, there's a female. Well, I'd like to get one younger. Just that one's 10. Five. Okay. We'll attempt to tame a breeding pair of boars, and they'll breed decently quickly. We can keep them around for meat, for the most part. Deteriorating due to being unroofed. We could probably set this up for medicine, shouldn't we? Should probably do that. I think we already are, actually. Strange. But, yeah. So... They picked up a lot of blocks. 75. Okay, we'll have enough for the oven. Oven... I do not want it made out of granite, I want it made out of limestone. I would also like a milling table up here. And that should actually cover us. We're not really growing much in the way of stuff. We don't have much variety to what we've planted. Oh, they changed the fishing spot. That used to be a square, like this one. That actually does help single it out. So, I don't really plan on butchering much, but just having a butcher's table for meat would be nice. Let's see. I do not plan on things being too comfortable. Which will be fine, we could just get more later. There we go. Okay. So add bill, grind bulk grains into flour. Do forever, and I want to remove. Yeah. Okay, so that's a thing. I would like to remove corn. So grind bulk sugarcane. We're not going to have sweet buns this time, unfortunately. Do forever. Grind bulk cornmeal. Do forever. We are not going to have sweet buns this time. We will likely be surviving off of bread for the most part, which is fine. Bread and meat pies are decent. I could actually like hurry up and make a kitchen, but for now I'm just getting things set up where we need them. And I want /area, stockpile area. Alright, I should probably have that back, and then delete zones, delete that zone. Okay, so this will be food. Do not allow rotten, allow food, and raw resources, plant matter. That's all I want. Awful, poor, good. Okay, so there are some good ones around. Normal, good, awful, normal, awful. Okay. So for now, we're fine. Jesus. Okay, so they're bringing in the packaged survival meals, which is fine. Add bill. We're not going to need sweet rolls. We're a long way from pizzas. We can't do cookies. We can do pies, I guess, but that's kind of iffy. Bake a polenta loaf, bake 2 cornbread, bake 3 cornbread, bake 6 muffins, bake some chocolate muffins, meat pies. I want meat pies. Let's do until we have, there's about 3 of us this time. Let's do until we have 6. And then pause when satisfied, unpause at 3. And we want make 3 beds, and we want to keep, do until we have X, we want to keep about 4 per person, and we want to unpause at 3 as well. This will allow our cooks to remain like just around and doing things, and it's probably something that I should have done. Okay, a chunk of spacecraft has fallen and landed nearby. That's fine. Do forever. This is actually probably something I should have done in the previous colony, is just have cooks around, and this building will actually need to be moved because of this. I am so unused to geothermal stuff that I just completely spaced over it. So this building may likely get torn down, and the furniture inside of it will likely get repurposed to other things. Okay, so I want that's artistic sculpting. I want the stonecutters table. Now the reason I want this one is because, build copy, is because we can actually get stone production up and running at the very beginning. This means, and yes, this means that we can very rapidly get a wall of defenses going here. Which means hopefully that, oh hey! Oh, and I forgot to adjust sleep. So let's see, about 6 hours of sleep is, or about 5 to 6 hours of sleep is pretty normal. Okay, so sleep. And I would like to have joy, 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 work for 4 hours at a time, and then a quick lunch break, and 4 hours at a time, and a little break at the end of the day. I'm being nice. Oh god, what has this world come to? I actually kind of want to move that little break to the middle of the day. Because if they like need to do something, they can just run off and do it. And this has been removed, so I would like to get zone/area, growing zone. Did I really like plant my shit on fertile soil? Because that'll suck if I did. It's fine, this building is being torn down later anyway. Okay, that's just normal soil. So, we have wheat, we have rice. Now, we cannot yet plant hue root. However, we can plant cotton, flax, bamboo, tobacco. Well, we don't really need bamboo this time around because we're in a temperate forest. Trees will be fine, and we don't need wood forever. So, I mean, we do need it for the stove, so technically having a tree farm is fine, but that's fine. We could just have like a little bamboo patch somewhere. Cocoa, sugarcane, tea plant. What do I want to plant? I mean, food is basically, it's solved there. We could go ahead and get smoke leaf up and running. Japonica rice. Here's japonica rice, which can be grown in the field. Effort, cultivation, threshing, husks to brown rice and polished brown rice, and made white rice. Put them on a dish and eat. It takes a lot of time and effort to do so. However, rice brought up by producers with affection can be utilized by various things such as food, clothing, and housing. Japonica rice is an excellent grain that allows you to improve breeds if you do research. Okay, so this is like the actual rice we want for the mod. So, may as well. It's fine by me. Okay, stonecutters, we want to add the bill, make... I don't really know why this make any stone blocks is there. But for limestone, and we want to do until we have X, and we want to go to, well no, we want to go to 200. I'm saying limestone because it's actually still better than slate, even though slate looks better. We only have 2 types of stone this time. Okay, and then I want limestone again, 400. Then slate. Okay, like I said, I don't mind if they just run around doing it for... If they just run around grabbing stone blocks for the smaller work orders, but for these larger orders, they're going to be at them for a while. And I kind of don't want them doing that. Okay, poor. That's fine. So yeah, we've got crafters, we've got the rice fields being planted. I think there's like a little bit of fertile soil here? No. Well yeah, there's some right here. What about here? Okay, so I could just like have an extra thing. Yeah, whole things. Whole things. Okay, the medicine's getting taken care of. The wood, our wood situation looks fine. It probably would have been a better idea to like flip these two, but that's fine. Okay, so. Oh, hey, visitors. A group from the Union of Laramix something. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that further. They have a few items to trade, so who do we have for social? For the characters, I just specifically added them from the Kobold faction, so I could just very quickly get them. Character. You have 0 social, you have 3 social and a passion, you have 5 social and a passion. So it looks like Vera is going to be our social person. I'm going to actually focus on defense before starting up on industry. They have heal root. We could get rid of wine. A sweet alcohol from grapes from Ramsey's private reserves, often stolen and smuggled. Fair. I guess we could take all their pemmican, but we're not really like hurting on. Oh, we do not need that much pemmican. How much medicine do we have? We have like 30 medicine. That'll do us for a while, and we can't plant heal root for a bit. So let's go ahead and have that. Except, okay, Vera, please kindly haul that. This room will probably be replaced with a power plant over this way. So setting it up here wasn't exactly the best idea, but this is a central location. So that's fine. Structure, I would like limestone blocks. Please and thank you. Let's see, I want right there. Across here. For now, some of you may be wondering where I'm going to put the kill zone. For now, I just want to get the basic outline of the wall done. And we'll probably have a kill zone here. I only want it to be too wide. And it doesn't really need to be that long. Let's see. Security. Which steel do we have? I kind of want to hang on to steel because a lot of things take that. So, limestone blocks. Want to do. Three. The reason I'm doing this is because there is actually a way to do it. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. This allows us to space it out, and we can just eventually like keep doing that as we get more and more stone. I kind of just want to like have a plant cut order. Yeah. We may do the apartment thing in here again. Possibly actually here. Like, we can get a proper apartment set up in there. I don't know what I'm going to do with this space. I do know that I want to move this up. And then build a copy there. Okay. These traps actually take a lot of blocks, which is why I'm not going to do them. How comfortable are these beds? Shoddy, normal, poor. I'll be getting rid of those pretty quickly. For now? What do we want to look for in terms of... I mean, we don't have the best stone here, which is fine. I don't mind it. Granite would be amazing. But we can just set up mining colonies to... Okay, we got a thing. What should your faction be called? The... Astral Walkers. Oh. And since it looks like you'll be here for a while, Rodabalo? I'll probably like rename her into Road. Also thinks that you should give this community a name. What should this local community be called? So this is like, what should this town be called? I want it to be called the... What should I call it? Because these kobolds actually have a story. Because I couldn't actually get some spacer kobolds, these kobolds were basically captured tribal kobolds. And they were gifted with the knowledge of spacer technology in what they thought was an astral dragon carrying them along in a great construct. So these are going to be dedicated to astral dragons, and basically what they want to do is they want to what's the word? How to describe this? They want to either build another construct so that they can be with their astral dragon again, or they want to try to go into the deep sleep, which was talked about, which is basically crypto sleep caskets, and astral walk with their dragon, and just be with their dragon. But I don't know what to be called this. Basically, what the crash survivors start is your ship was destroyed, something happened, and it's just tore apart in orbit, and everyone crash lands. My thoughts were that, well, there were survivors. Generally, these kobolds were jettisoned specifically because they were kind of on the way. And as far as they know, this was their crash land, so let's go the promised crater. So this is where this was they took this place as a divine missive to just set up shop here. I actually want this door to be moved up, and for this to be expanded. We can fill it in with apartments and shit later, but for now I just want the wall set up, because I think everyone remembers that Manhunter pack of tentacle beasts that fucked us up in the last one, and we start with the technology to make sure that doesn't happen again. And I'm very much so looking forward to that. Okay, so should I have the turrets facing into the thing, or should I just have the colonists facing the thing and the turrets fanned around the entrance? These are the questions. Vulture failed while constructing the limestone blocks. Okay. Actually, animals. I want you to be trained. I don't want the boar to be slaughtered, I want it trained so that we can... oh god, sorry. I'm so sorry. So that our people can... How much intelligence do these guys have? I'm curious. Yeah. Social, health, I think it's information. Native to Eurasia. These are from the Orasan mod with the cat people. We might get a couple. Trainable intelligence advanced. What does that mean? I think that means that if we get them, they can haul, which is good, because I would actually like some haulers. I mean, they're not going to be combat animals for sure, but... they'll be just fine. Okay. Some of you might be going like, why? Why are you doing this, Bun? Because, fuck off. Mate. I'm sorry, but that's the truth there. Writer's bench, equipped with a typewriter. This helps with sanity, but I want some slate. Chest tables, specifically here and here. But I want these ones to be of good quality or better. And we will eventually get a community room, which is basically just a room with eateries and joy sources, probably a billiards table once we get cotton production up. Eventually these fields will just be replaced with non-edibles, and we'll have a hydroponics thing set up. Oh hey! For once it isn't Alice that's going crazy. Vulture is... okay, let's keep an eye on his health, because you get a buff for when you do a thing. Okay, sanity loss major. Character needs... okay, it's in needs. Performed investigation. I have looked upon all the universe has of horror. Has to hold of horror, and even the skies of spring and the flowers of summer must ever afterward be poison to me. is it's like just so much negative, but it only lasts a couple hours. It's fine. Heal, heal. Generally they do this and then they'll spend like an hour or so writing a grimoire, and since it's a sleep time, he'll pass the fuck out and be like, ah, grimoire completed. The question is, do we have segregation based upon belief? That is a good question. Copy. I want these here, and this is fine. So this just allows them to move between. Even if it's MISC. No, it's not. It is security? Yeah, security has the mud modes, which are pretty easy to set up. I kind of want to get this uninstalled and put away in like a stockpile somewhere. Okay, so yeah. These guys will actually be happy just to have like a place to sit down at. I mean, granted, they're not exactly going to be happy about sleeping out in the woods, but and shit happens. Okay, so looking at the general layout of this place, this is going to be torn down. So this space is open. The generator is going to be here. It takes up a lot of room. I don't know if it's going to eat into these crops, but I don't really care. I'm going to want industry close to this wall, at least to begin with. Later on, I am going to probably start taking bites out of this mountain for building space. But for now, it's fine. We can also expand up here for living space and growing areas, as well as these two geothermals. What is this? Is this? It's a hempcrete wall. I mean, it actually doesn't look too bad to me, personally. I mean, I've seen worse. I kind of want to, like, hunt all these raccoons. Select similar things on the map. Hunt. Okay, we're finally getting rice harvested, which is fine. I do kind of want that boom rat tamed, though. Oh shit. How ass of a shot are you? Shooting, okay. You have a 3. Melee attacking Ribaldo. What is your health? It's fine. I would like you to move over here. Reason being that an injured raccoon actually moves slower. So she's just basically going to kite this out. Okay, there you go. And I want you to call the raccoon. So yeah. I mean, the lovely thing about having injured animals while you're out hunting is that you can just kite them out, which is fine. Okay, Vera is going to attempt to coerce the boar into joining us. I kind of want the arachnophobia mod, just because giant fucking spiders. You are resting, you are sleeping, you are sleeping. Okay, there we go. Yeah, they liked it. Their stay was okay. They will visit again in a few days. I mean, they just had a nice time. We were basically like a pit stop for them. We didn't do much, but it was kind of nice having people that actually provided you with a place to stay and eat. And well, yeah, you had to sleep on the ground, but I mean, you were having to sleep on the ground anyway. Vulture is actually starting to get the pitfall traps. Or the deadfall traps. So basically, Let's see. A suspended spiked weight held up by a delicate trigger. When the victim disturbs the trigger, the weight is released and falls on his head or torso. This can one-shot people. Trap melee damage, 36. The average part health is less than 20. This can legitimately one-shot people. It only has an 80% chance to spring, which is fine. But when it does spring, it will hurt. And we can actually take a look at... I think it's health. Yeah, so... blood filtration, moving, manipulation, character gear. Where is it? Sanity loss minor. It'll eventually go away. They'll be fine. Character... I mean, there's a thing on here that's like part health. But yeah, and plus it's all to the head. That affects consciousness. So even if they do survive it, they're not gonna have a good time shooting you. Like, they're gonna be fucking out of it. Because they just took a giant stone spiked club to the face. But, yeah. The traps will have to be reset every time they're triggered, which is annoying. This is on, the trap will automatically be designated for rearming when it springs. You can install a mod. You would think that you could just like set these up around the area and it would allow you to hunt. But no. You do actually have to install a mod that allows you to hunt. Okay, Vulture is having issues because he has sanity loss, which is actually kind of nice. Like, everything about him is fucking amazing right now. He's getting shit done. It's just lovely. Oh, I forgot to set someone up with, like, max cooking. Well, shit. Actually, you have, like, decent skills, so if you have nothing else to do, you may as well cook. Okay, he's hauling. He's getting that shit milled down. Bread. I may actually, like, stockpile zone. Do that. Do that. Do that. Okay, we have a raid. Jump to location. Jones, male drift of the arrows, age 40. You have no health problems. What's your character look like? Philistine, you cannot do art. Dunce, you cannot do intellectual. That's fine. You also learn things a little bit slower. But, Bloodlust, you're fine. You are a very kind Highworld drone. John worked as a mindless construction drone in a massive Highworld civilization. Though he is now freed from the brutal social experiments to which he was subjected, he remains incapable of creative thought and leadership. So he has -2 social, +5 construction, +5 mining. He started out as a medieval slave. Johns grew up pulling carts and digging holes on a medieval world. Simple manual labor is his oldest companion, along with the master's lash. He didn't learn to read until age 9. He has, like, just both of these tank his intellectual, I think. Or no, this one just hurts his social, but this one tanks his intellectual. He has +2. Oh, he's actually a pretty nice worker. Let's see if he survives. Okay, so... everyone, draft and get your ass back here. He's probably going to walk along here, which is, again, fine. So I want to position people here, there. Actually, no. I want Road here. I want Vulture here. And I want Vera here. And they'll automatically walk around traps. Your colonists know where traps are. The other people don't know where traps are. Is he wandering? Damn it. I didn't say he'd attack immediately. So we could actually use this guy because he has a base construction of 11. Which is really good. That means that no matter what, his construction skill will never decay below this point. He's horrible at shooting. He's even worse at melee. He has no social. He's okay with animals. That's fine. If he can patch up small wounds. He has a passion for cooking, but he's bad at it, which is fine. That means that we can take off one of these dickwads off of cooking, the one that didn't have a passion for it, and we can stick him on it instead. He likes construction. He has a good skill for growing, so we will put him on growing as well. He likes mining, and he has a decent amount of skill for it. Crafting is going to be a thing that he wants to do. So for right now, we're just kind of waiting on him to make his move. Will he fucking go? There you are. And by the way, I'm like manipulating these is pauses space. The one key slows it down to the first tier of speed. By the way, we can actually one-shot him with a gun. We could kite him out with like 2 people. Who were you attacking? You're attacking Road. I kind of want Vera to just sort of like leave and then have Road move here. Jesus Christ, will you stop? Okay, he's actually... okay. There we go. He's been taken down. I would like someone to... for prisoners. Who has medicine? You've just got a few bruises, you'll be fine. Unless you lost something. So let's see, health. Oh, he is an eye pourer. That's unfortunate. Okay, so who has doctoring? That would be Road. Road, do kindly go capture him and then treat him. I want this to be hauled. No, no. Prioritize hauling it. So yeah, that went well. If we can get him, it'll be really nice. But although, kindly prioritize tending him. Do you need anything? No, you've just got some bruises. And his eye is like bleeding out, which is sad. Prisoner, I would like chat recruit. The reason I would like him to be chatted and recruited is because he'll actually assist us with his construction skill. Like, just him having so much construction is very good for us. We have lots and lots of flour and rice. Bread actually keeps a decent time. And I would really like it if they just eat the damn bread. Okay. Johns has gotten sick with an infection. That is fine. If he dies, it'll be okay. I think he probably got an infection in his eye socket. No, he got an infection in his neck. Okay, so, Road, when you wake up, I would like you to treat Johns. Yeah, okay, you're doing that. He's not going to have a time of it dealing with the infection in this particular bed, but, I mean, he may die. But that's fine. He's a prisoner that we're trying to get. He's not someone that we already have. Child star, teacher, star. Who's good at social? You are. We can trade the meat pies. I think meat pies spoil pretty quickly. Simple baked pie with a filling of meat. The devil wisp put safer raw eggs and make delicious rice more delicious. Okay, so it's a thing. It's a rice dish. We could trade them some bread and trade them some meat pies, which would get us, like, buying them, which would get us some money, because we have plenty of rice to trade. Vera, I would like you to halt the silver. Who's being a fucking horrible shot? Oh, he has a lot of infections now. Jeez. 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 Health would probably be the one that I want. He already has 16% immunity. Wow, okay. And this one needs, like, a much better treatment, but we only really have one doctor. Oh, hey! Constance needs treatment. Road is fine. Well, Road, you're our only doctor, so you will self-treat. But for this particular instance, I would like you to not have medicine. Back to heal rate. I mean, yeah, hang on. Back to glitter world medicine. Like, if they get shot, I want them to actually, like, use glitter world medicine. You people. Would you fucking haul this? I would like this hauled. Road. Actually, Vera, what are you doing? Making bulk flour. Okay. Road. Cutting stone blocks from stone chunks. Could you please haul this? So that we have a space on the thing for bread. Okay. How much wood do we have? We have about 572. That's fine. Again, this place isn't going to remain... This place isn't going to actually, like, stay there. How's Jones looking? He has an infection in his neck that needs treating. And that's the bad one. Road, what are you doing? You're tending to John's Road. Thank you. Oh, it's because she's not actually using any medicine on him. Well, tits. We don't have any... I wouldn't suggest doing that. Who is the best melee? Your character. You have 3 melee. You have 1. You have 8. So, I want you to go deal with that. I mean, if you have high melee, you actually get dodge chance, which is kind of nice. But having a weapon actually does assist you. I am disappointed, Vera. He had 0 melee skill. Is he just about to, like, pull a fucking monk on us? And just, like, beat all the ass? Okay, there you go. So... Oh, Vera cannot walk. So I want Road. Road, I would like you to capture Jones again, and then rescue Vera, if you would. Also, unforbid. And we'll get that hold in the morning. Jones may die. His immunity is at 70. No, he's fine. Yeah, that torso thing is fine. It's his neck I'm worried about. Okay, so Vera, I'd like you to equip the pistol. Thank you. Oh, dicks. Oh well, I mean shit happens. He ate a little bit of our food, but that's fine. So, we will get a mass grave up and running. I mean, that's like, don't do that in D&D. Like, that's a very good way to have zombies and skeletons and shit. Like, I'm just saying. Oh, goddammit. Health. Oh, no medicine. It's bruises. You'll be fine. God, we have so much flour. I should really get, like, a proper thing set up. Oh wow, I've been at this for a while. I guess I'm still kind of like depressed because of the last colony. I'm still kind of upset, and I didn't really know what to do with this episode. I was thinking of No Moria, but I was also thinking of Craft the World, because RimWorld is like we've been doing this for a while. We've been doing this for a while, and I don't know if it was getting old for you guys or not. Can we get this uninstalled? Yeah, you can uninstall those, by the way. You don't have to deconstruct them. Because you can actually get, like, the ability to craft them later on. Through cult research and whatnot. Oh, best quality medical care. What are we doing? What are we working on? What are we going to work on? I don't know. It's like Suda's ending. No! I was enjoying that. I mean, it's rare that the game actually gives you a good one of those. Well, we got a like decent harvest of crops actually. Okay, new lovers. Vulture and Vera have come together and are new lovers. Good. Let's see. Structure. What do we have blocks wise? They're like 250 blocks. Jesus. Want somebody of limestone, but I don't see where most of it is. Is it like over here? Okay. So, let's see now. Two, three, four. Actually, I want that one bigger. Here. God damn it. I think you're doing it the wrong size. And door. And I would like... Let's see. Where is... Where's furniture? This thing has changed so much. Okay, there it is. So I would like a double bed. I would like it basically placed up against the wall with a Hmm. Actually, here, let's do this, and then cancel this one. I would like this one to be of good quality or better. And I would like it to be... I would like an end table right there. I would like a just store personal belongings. When placed with a bed, it will increase comfort and rest effectiveness slightly. I would like this here. Like this canceled. Place limestone blocks. That there. And a plant pot on either side of the bed. And then I would like a joy source. Okay, this was not what I wanted. There we go, and where is it? Furniture? I'd like a stool. And I want this one to be of good quality or better. So some might be saying, well, why are you giving these two such a good thing? It's because there's two of them, and I can very, like, effectively put them in the same area, and servicing their needs allows me to basically not care as much about their particular stuff, I guess is the word. Let's see, that floor, and then I would like limestone slate sugar tabs. I mean, the flooring is going to be pretty simple, but it's going to be a fairly bright room, basically. And anytime we have lovers, I'll probably build this, whereas for everyone else, I'll just build apartments or something. Inaho, not refrigerated, spoils in Jesus. 5 items to eat delicious white rice. I think it means 5 steps. Threshing rice, you divide into momi and straw. Separating rice, you divide into brown rice and outer hull. Polishing brown rice, you divide into white rice and rice bran by rice milling machine. Cooking and eating. So, what do we need for to mill the rice? I'm curious now. Zipangu, do I need this? Threshing machine. Roll threshing. Agricultural tools to consume inaho and convert it to momi. Efficiency in order to do by human power is bad. Oh, you can power it, but you can also just like not, which is fine. Yeah, a convenient cooking table when cooking rice or making soup. Replace to process agricultural crops and byproducts. Okay. So, rice milling machine. Full separate polish. To consume brown rice and convert it to white rice. Machine which was born only for the desire to eat delicious white rice. Fair. Separate threshing. I do believe I need one of these. So, I want threshing and this is made out of, actually, let's make it out of slate. The art style on that is off. So let's see, Vulture and Vera. Okay. I expected more from you. You dicks! Did I ever actually trade with them? I don't know. And I don't really care. I can make a raccoon leather carpet, I guess. Oh, good lord. I knew I should have eaten something. I don't know if you can hear that, but, stomach's grumbling. I'll eat something after this episode. I've been kind of quiet, and this episode has actually been getting kind of long. So, let's see. What shall we do as the ending credits roll? What are you working on? You're working on a trap. Okay. So, yeah. This was Rabbit and Glasses, specifically, and this was Rimworld. This is the new colony we're looking at currently. It's actually doing pretty decent. I mean, we shouldn't have too many difficulties with defensive stuff. I say that, but I make no guarantees. This could go very south very quickly. So yeah, I shall see you all next time, and I wish you all a good day. Let's hope it stopped recording. Why does it keep failing to stop recording?